Alright guys, welcome back. Episode 5. I'm really excited for this one we're going to be getting into. Let me adjust that real quick. Center myself up. We're going to be getting into applied energistics today. Because I'm so sick of all these chests. It's just a mess and it's stressing me out having to look at it. And I'm sure it's a pain to watch me dig through it. So that's what we're going to do. The first step to get into applied energistics is going to be to find a meteor. And I'm kind of hoping if I just fly around enough, I'll find one. I know there's also a compass to track down meteors. So if it comes to that, we will do that. Looks like there's villagers and stuff. Is there waypoints in this mod pack? Because I would like to have one if there are. I know they spawn in villages. I don't see any. But we might be able to just track down a meteor if we're lucky by just flying around. I think we're going to need to find a few to find all the inscribers or whatever they're called that we're going to need. And I should have grabbed... Actually, let me go back to the house because I forgot a few things. Let me check real quick while we're here too. How hard is it to make a meteor compass? Simply charge up. Okay, I can do that. So let's... I don't know if the charger will accept FE. I might need to get some kind of conversion set up. I'm pretty sure Applied to Energistic runs off of what do you call it? RF. But I'm pretty sure in this mod pack they try to combine all the different kinds of power. So let me see if this will... It does. Okay, so then I simply need a compass. Jesus, the flight's too quick. I need a compass. So I'll grab one redstone. Looks like I got a notification. Points, get them before they're gone. No, thank you. One of those. And then throw this in the charger. And I'm not sure how quick this is. Very quick. Okay. So, meteor is that way. That way. Ish. Okay. Oh. Oh. Wow, there's one right here. I'm just an idiot. Okay. So, from here, if we start mining this, inside of here should be mysterious cube, which I don't know if we break it. Yeah, okay. Oh, and it gives us all the inscribers. Before, I could have sworn you had to go to multiple. And then there's a trick to pick up those Certus quartz, same as what we did for those spawners, which I don't know if I showed. But it is a magical thing called a cardboard box. It looks like I have some with spawners in them, actually. But let's go get those. We're going to want to try to get the highest quality ones that we can find. Where was that? Right here. So let me come in here. Certus quartz block. Yes, please. Mine the buds. Boom, boom. And then these. We're going to want to grab the flawless ones if we can. Let me get some air real quick. I've never seen one of these underwater. It's kind of inconvenient. But, they have flawless ones. Those are going to be the ones we want. And then flawed are going to be the next ones. So let's grab a bunch of flawed. That one's already full. Let me just vein mine these real quick. And now we have 3 of those. If we ever need more quartz, it looks like this has already found another one. So we'll be able to track it down. But for now, I believe the next step... Let me just look at the guide. So to open up the guide, go here. So we got chests is the first step. Then I need to make a charger and an inscriber. So let's go make the inscriber. Looks like it's pretty much the same thing, except it also needs pistons. So those are quite easy to make. Let's grab a stack of that. We're going to need some wood. We need some redstone. I believe that's everything. Let me just look up inscriber. Pistons, boom. We need 2. So now we're gonna have our inscriber. And I'll pretty this up eventually. I actually want to do a whole overhaul on the base too. That's going to kind of go with this, but I want to get the basics of applied energistics set up first. So then we're going to need some basic inscribers. Let me check the book and see how it walks, see how well it walks me through it, because I'm not super familiar with this stuff, but I know it's not going to be too complicated. I mean, it's like the most complicated one there is, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so to make a crystal, I think we need that. Let me see. To start with A2, you will mine important resource known as Certus quartz. You will find Certus quartz in meteorites. You can mine dust and crystals. Okay, so I believe I just have to place these down, and eventually they'll grow crystals. I think they have to be charged though. Let me see what this does. Okay, so that got me 4 crystals. So that's the next quest that I just finished. Let me claim that. Okay. Now we need to get an energy acceptor. So to get that, I already have quartz glass. So I'm going to need a lot of quartz. So let me do a little bit of research on how to grow these, because I'm not exactly sure. And I will be right back. Alright guys, so I did a little bit of research. So we need to start off by getting some of this silicone. You get that by smelting down Certus quartz dust. I also went and got a few more of these because there is a way to accelerate it, but it is kind of complicated, so I just wanted to start off with a little farm. Also, I just realized this is very inefficient how I did this, because they can't grow on those sides. So I'm going to fix that in a second. But first step, we need to start inscribing. So let's get a silicone inscriber, because the first thing we're going to do is make this right here, which we already have the stuff we need for this. We need to throw it in some water, redstone, nether quartz, charged crystals. So we're going to start with that. And then we get 2 flux crystals out of that. So, and then we need skystone blocks, which we already have skystone, so that's really easy to make. We just smelt that down. And then we need a printed engineering circuit, which takes a diamond with an engineering inscriber, and then the printed silicone, which is the silicone with the silicone inscriber. So I believe if we do that, and we just let it run. Boom. Okay, so that's going to go. We're going to start charging some of these while more are being made. Don't know how long it takes. Oh, that's really quick. Boom. We're going to need a decent amount of this, so I'm just going to grab all 6 of these. These are going to grow fairly quickly, I hope. But this will at least be a decent start. Boom. So we got all those charged up. We need to grab nether quartz, which hopefully I have enough of. I know I grabbed some while I was in the nether. So it takes those, and those. Oh, I have my magnet on, so I'm going to have to be quick. Come on. Did it work? Okay, let me turn my magnet off real quick. I wish there was a hotkey. There probably is actually, but I don't know enough to do that. So boom, boom, boom. Now we have flux crystals. Okay, so from that, I'm going to turn my magnet back on and equip it. We've charged crystals, so we have that. Then we need to grab some diamonds, which we have a decent amount of now. Fortune 5 comes in handy. And then throw these with an engineering press. Let's just make, I'm assuming we're going to need a decent amount of these. So let's do that. It's turning nighttime, so let's go sleep. And then I'm going to move those apart real quick just because that's bothering me every time I see it now. So let's grab these boxes. Let's get some skystone smelting because I know that I'm going to need that eventually. So I'll put 32 in there, 32 in here, just so it's quicker. Let me eat this carrot. I should have grabbed a block of some sort. Yeah, let me go grab some blocks. Oh, must have put the door in a cardboard box. Okay. Cobblestone will do. Now we need to spread these out. I did 2 blocks in between them this way, but not that way, like an idiot. So let me box that up, box that up, box that up, box that. Let's grab all these crystals, because they're just here. Boom. I guess those can stay. This one's going to have to be removed. And then let's mine those. We're going to need to put down cobblestone. Let's put cardboard boxes here. So then 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here, like that. Then same deal is going to go here. So there's going to be 1 there, 1 there. Okay, so place that, that, and that. Shift right click, shift right click, shift right click. Those both need to go into boxes. Place that there, that's there, and now we have all of our crystals in a configuration where they can actually grow. Also, we got really lucky, and in our second one, we found, I think, 3 flawless, one here, 1 there, and another one. We got 3 flawless gems in that second meteorite, so we got extremely lucky there. I won't need this anymore. And then those are probably getting to the point where they're about done. Okay, and then I believe we take those and those with redstone. And now it's going to start making our engineer processors. So for that, we're going to need them for these. We're going to need them, I think for now we're just going to need a drive and we're going to need a controller. So we're going to start with that. To make fluix quartz, so quartz fiber, glass and quartz dust, which I think we have a decent amount of dust now. So I guess let's get started on that. And I want to automate this all eventually. We'll get into all that. It just gets really technical, and I don't know how technical you guys want me to get, because I know it gets boring to watch after a little while. So we'll see how it kind of goes. I think we get 16 out of this. Oh, we only get 3. Okay, we're going to need some more dust. We have this, and then do that, just turn into dust, or do I have to, probably have to mine them. So this is sad to watch, but I'm just going to do that to get some dust. Those could have been crystals. So from there, do that, and then surround that with glass again. That should be enough for what we need, and then to turn it into, was it 2? Okay. Oh, we get 4 out of that. Okay. So I don't know if we're going to need much more than that. Let's just leave it there. Because those fluix quartz, or whatever they're called, are not cheap. So there's all that. So I can make that controller now. The question is, where do I want to make it? So I want it to probably all be, this can be my crafting wall. I might want to get all my stuff. I'm gonna set up a basement, and I'll be right back, so that we have somewhere to put all our machines. We can put our power generation down there. Also, I think this is like a Paxel. Because look how fast it mines that. And I didn't realize that, but I believe this is, maybe it's the efficiency 3 that it's doing. I don't know. I'm confused. But it mines dirt. It mines wood very quickly. It mines just everything very quickly. So I think it's similar to a Paxel. But either way, I'm going to set up a basement, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I have a basement. You'll also notice I got the floor set up, and I moved all the power generation from right here down to here, just so it's a little bit prettier up there, because it looks ugly. So We're going to keep all our power generation down here and kind of all our machines. I'm going to get our ME storage set up down here too. So we have the drive. Now all that we're going to need to set up is going to be a drive and I think access to that. So to get the drive, we need more of those, which we have iron and flux cables. So let's grab that, that, and that. And we should be able to make that drive. So from there, I believe what we need is called a terminal. Let me see. So we need a crafting terminal is what I want. So that's going to be a calculation processor, which we already have. We're going to need a crafting table and then an ME terminal. This is starting to look complicated. So we're going to need a logic processor that's going to be made with gold and a logic press. So let's get some gold in there. See, running around all the time to grab materials, this is exactly why I'm making this thing, because I'm so sick of having to run to a chest, then run to another chest, and then look for my materials all the time. It's such a waste of time, especially when we could be doing this quicker. So I'm assuming there's going to be a decent amount of inscribing going on here, so it might even be worth making another inscriber, which I think was just iron and copper if I remember right. Let's just get to there. Inscriber, okay, and then it needed that. So what we need is cobblestone and wood. We have wood right there. We got some cobblestone, and we're gonna need redstone as well, I believe. That'll be plenty of cobblestone. And then redstone's right there. So we can make another inscriber right here just so we can have some dual processes running. So I guess we can only make one more. I think we ran out of wood was the issue, but let's grab one more of these just to make this process go a little bit quicker. Auto export needs to be off. We're getting the processors made, okay, and then from here we need to put those up top, more of the silicone. So I guess I shouldn't have made all of those into that. There's probably some more crystals out here that I can mine. So large, does that mean it's fully grown? No. So I just kind of wasted that. But this is what is fully grown. Okay. Okay, and you get a decent amount for that. So let me just see if there's a way to make Certus quartz dust without mining those crystals, because it doesn't seem like it'd be the best way to do it. So if we have a crusher of any kind, Sagmo might be the best way to go. It looks like, oh, but that's charged. I know I don't want to mine them at that state. Oh, if I just take Certus quartz into the inscriber, it makes dust. Okay, so that's going to be the best way to do it. Wait for these to grow, and then turn them into, put them inside of the inscriber, and it'll just make dust out of them. So hopefully I don't need any more crystals in the next few seconds, because I'm going to turn those all into dust. There should be some silicone up here now. If I grab the silicone press, and I throw that in there, take the rest of those, put silicone, we should get more of those, and then we should be able to combine them inside of here. Let me try. Do I need something to help it along? Let's see. So what we're looking for is for a crafting terminal right here. That's the wrong one. We already have those, I believe. Oh no, we don't. So that's going to be a calculation press with Certus quartz crystals. So I guess we shouldn't use all those, but let's, I believe it was flipped around. Probably redstone is my guess, right? Yeah. Let's make sure that's what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, logic processor, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's all the silicone we have for now. Let me smelt the rest of this stuff. I will put an elevator block here so we don't have to fly up and down every time. I just left the hole for now because obviously I don't have it yet. I know I can make a growth accelerator for these. should look something like, let me just look it up. Growth, there we go. Accelerator, and that just takes power and it speeds this up a lot, but we need a flux block, which actually isn't too bad to make there. And then we can make the rest of that. That's probably going to be a decent investment to make because we have this flawless Certus quartz, which never deteriorates. That's like the hardest thing to get, but because we have those cardboard boxes, it makes it a lot easier. So logic processors, I don't know how many we're going to need. Hopefully that's enough. Let me see. So let's go back to the crafting terminal. That's not what I was trying to do. Crafting terminal. So we need to make those. We have that now. Formation core, just Fluix dust, Certus quartz. Okay, we can do that. Let's make some of those right now actually. So we just need to go grab, we need crystals first. It's always something complicated every single time. Annihilation core is going to be the same thing except with quartz. Do I have any more of those crystals? I do. Quartz and logic, but that was dust, so I believe it'd be the same process, correct? Yes. Let's grab those. Okay, so I think I can go one of these, and then one of these to get the annihilation cores. And then we need an actual Fluix crystal to make the other cores. Any of these fully grown yet? Yes. So let's grab that. Got 8 from that. That's amazing. Okay. We grind up half of those, and then the other one is going to be used here. What kind of dust was it? Was it just normal Certus quartz dust? That was crafting terminals. What I want, and that, and those cores. Oh no, I still need the. I need one more of those. So let's do that. I'm gonna need to make some more of that. We should have all this stuff. I'm just gonna turn my magnet off for a little while now because this is just gonna be frustrating while I'm doing all this. So if I remember right, it's redstone, nether quartz, and Certus quartz. Had to be charged Certus quartz. That is my bad. I just got confused there for a second. Charged, boom. Charged. Charged. That one charged like instantly. Oh wait, was that charged? Yeah, it was. Okay, so it looks like it has some variation on how long it actually takes to charge. But that should now turn into our Fluix crystals. Boom. We have our dust. We have those. And I shouldn't have done that because I needed those freaking crystals. Darn it, Jesse. For lucky, another one might have grown. Certus quartz clusters. Okay, I got lucky. Let's drop back down here. And then we're going to need to make this. One of those, and one of those. Boom, formation core. Then crafting terminal, we need a calculation one, so that's going to be calculation press with the quartz. So let's go do that real quick. Calculation, I don't want to make all of them. Let's do 3 just so I have some left if I need it for anything. Gonna have those. Logic process we have those. How do you make this? Glowstone. I don't think we mined any when we were in the nether, but that should be pretty quick, I hope. I have room for it in my inventory. Let's hope I don't die while we're doing this. Perfect. And we do a fortune, so we should get a substantial amount here. Oh, that's not the... I want shapeless. Oh, I have my magnet off. I'm so used to having it on. That was dumb. I probably just lost a lot of glowstone. It's not too big of a deal though. There's always more. Let's go find another one hanging off the ceiling somewhere. Here we go. And that was an Enderman. I'm definitely grabbing that for the Ender Pearl. I just got lucky. That was completely on accident. I was just trying to hit him with my sword. But let's kill this guy. Or... oh, we got lucky. Get over here. Everything wants a piece of me. Okay. I don't need diorite. Glisser bulb. Don't need that. I'm pretty sure that's just one of those things. Fragments, sweet. Pork chops don't need. Okay, that was everything. Let me get in here. Now we have more than enough glowstone to make that illuminated panel. So if we come into here, let's see what the recipe was again. We just need the quartz glass, which we need quartz powder for. So we need one more quartz powder and we need glass. Which we should have plenty of glass in here. Let me throw this in there. Glass. Your inventory gets so full so quick when doing these recipes. Okay, we have those. I don't have anywhere to put it, so I guess let's... I don't need that much glowstone on me right now. The rest of it I'm going to keep. I guess I can throw that in there. Part of the completed setup. And then... one more crystal in there. Sad face. Grab both of those. I need to smelt down some silicone too. I only need one of those though, so I guess I'll use my last crystal for that. Boom, 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 boom. Throw those in there. We got quartz glass. Then from there, we need to make this. We get 3 illuminated panels. I think that's what we needed, correct? An illuminated panel? Oh, we can use any of them. Okay, so I just want an illuminated one. Then all we need is a logic processor, which we have. We should have everything to make that, actually. ME terminal, yes. Then from there, I need a crafting table, which I have the 4 wood for right now. And then the calculation processor, which I need to make right here. I need to get that smelted real quick. And that'll be down here about now. Oh, I had a bunch of silicone in there. I didn't need to even waste that. Either way, this needs to be pressed with the silicone press. I don't think raw silicone is much of a use, so I think I won't feel too bad about doing this. I guess I'll just make those all into there, but this needs to be turned into a... flip that around, give it a redstone. I need that. Then that should be everything I need for me crafting. Okay. So I don't remember exactly how any of this works, but I believe if I simply take all this, this needs to have power, and this needs to have power, and then these all need to be connected together with these. Boom, boom. That needs to have a terminal on it. And now I can access it. So this is functional right now. From there, I need to put a drive in here. So let's see how we make a storage drive. I'm going to want... here we go. So 1K, charge Certus Quartz Logic. And I believe they have to be combined. So I'm probably going to want about 32K. Is that an option? 64. So let's make 2 16s. So I'm going to need 32 of these 1Ks. This is going to be the first step. So we need a lot of charged Certus quartz. So let's make one of those growth accelerators. I remember it needed a block of Certus quartz. So we have that. Growth accelerator right here. Then we need those quartz. Do we have? That's what we're missing. So I guess let's go get some powder. Let's eat real quick too. Alright, I'm going to set up a little crystal grower right here because this video is going to be too long if I show you guys every little bit. So I'll probably set it up somewhere. I might scooch those over that way and then set up a little grower in here just so you guys don't have to watch the whole process because it's going to be a little tedious. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, and I am back. I got my little charger in the middle of there, and as you can see, it works great. I decided to only use the flawless ones because if you used any of the chipped or the flawed or any of those, they slowly deteriorate over time, but these will never deteriorate, so these will keep on growing crystals for forever, and I'll never have to repair these blocks. So that works great. I made a little bit of fluix crystal and harvested some of that stuff. I got some dust making in one of those pressers, one of the inscribers right now, so that's gonna accelerate that process a little bit. So to make a drive, let's see what we need. So to make a 1K drive, we need logic, so we're gonna need a decent amount of gold. We're gonna need a decent amount of dust, so let's get this one going with some more dust, and this one, because we're gonna have a lot of silicone. We're gonna need, let me just see that recipe one more time. So redstone, gold, bunch of quartz, and okay, so let's go grab some gold. I believe I have a decent amount up here, I hope. Oh, I have a bunch. Okay, and I have even more here that I can crush down if I need it, but I only need to make 32 of those, so it's going to be 1 gold per, so that's going to be more than enough. What kind of press do I need for those? I need a logic press. That'll hopefully be enough dust. We'll see. I need a logic press for those. Material goes there. Logic. Let's split this up in between the two because this is going to take a while. Logic, gold. Boom. Let's get this stuff smelting down. Half in here, the other half in here. And then let's harvest this one more time. Just keep it going because we're going to need a lot of these crystals. It might even be worth investing in another inscriber because this process takes a while. Or I saw that there was an upgraded inscriber. How do you make that? Is that going to be worth making? Extended inscriber. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I need a crystal assembler to make a crystal assembler. Machine frame, skystone tank. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a process. Let's not get there yet, because I know if you dive too deep into this mod, it just becomes a headache. So we're going for 32. I believe it was 1 per. Yeah, so 1 logic gate per to assemble them. You need a cell housing. Easy enough to make. You are going to need a lot of quartz dust though to make that quartz glass, which I didn't even think about. So I might start breaking these early just so I get some dust. Oh, that's a pain. Let me fix that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. My little mess up is repaired. We have a bunch of these processors now, so that's more than we're going to need easily. Our silicone should be done. Oh, I can't hold it because of that crap. I'll just throw that away. I don't need that right now. So our silicone is done. We need to turn those into silicone plates or whatever they're called. So let's get those pressing. Such a long process. Okay, so once we have those, we can make our logic gates. Then we're going to need a bunch of quartz and a bunch of redstone, which I have more redstone. Let me come up here. Looks like I have a few stacks. So if I need 4 per and I want to make 32, then I'm going to need 2 stacks. So I need 2 stacks of Certus quartz as well, which I have. And then all I'm going to need is those 32 processors. So I need each of these to have 16. Might as well break that again. No harm in having too much Certus quartz. Let's wait. Okay, I'll be right back whenever that's done. Alright guys, we are back. We got all of our processors made. We should be able to simply go in here. 32. Then we need to start crushing down a bunch of Certus quartz because we're gonna need a bunch for what's about to happen. Stack in there, another stack in there. There's got to be upgrades or something. Oh, there is. Redstone card, capacity cards. There's got to be like a speed card. Acceleration card. How does one make one of those? Advanced card. This ain't bad. I'm going to have to make these for these inscribers because these things are so slow. But if I go in here and I start making quartz glass, I can make these dries, which all I'm missing is redstone, which I have all of this redstone up here, so let me grab that. I'm just gonna grab a few stacks to keep on running out. Then, so I could just go straight to making those, but I can only make 5. Let's get 32 of these cases made, and then we'll know we're good. So it's just gonna be another waiting game, as most tech mods are. More Certus quartz. Boom. More cases. Boom. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys another little time lapse like last video of all these Certus quartz turning into dust, and I'll be back whenever it's done. Finally, we are back. It just took like 5 minutes for all of that to process, and we're still not done up here. But that'll probably, I'm crossing my fingers, be more than enough to do what we need to do here. I just need to get up to 32 of these empty drives. So let's see, I have 11. That's only going to get me up to 22. I ran out of something else though because I still have more glass. So what did I run out of here? Iron. That's a first. I think I have literally thousands of iron. Hi, Spider. I believe I have thousands of iron in here. I do. So this should be more than enough to get us what we need. 7. We're still short 3. And that time we did run out of glass. But the issue was actually the glass, not the dust itself. So let's see if we have more sand to smelt down. Let's get that going. And that should be quick. We only need, so it's 4 for 4 on that side. Why is that not coming through yet? Is it just being slow, or did I probably put snad in there instead of sand on accident? I'll bet you I did. There we go. So it's going to be 4 glass for 4 crystal glass, and then so we just need to get up to 8. So 1 more will be enough. Boom. Let's do this. And then this 1, 2, 3. I guess why not? We'll have an extra drive. Can I make one more of those? Need one more logic processor. I know I can make one more, so let me do that real quick. Then we're gonna have 33 instead of the 32, which ain't a big deal. It'll just give me a little bit more storage. Now I should have everything there. I do need crystals, which now I have. Let me turn on that magnet real quick. Boom. One more of those. And then one more of these, which I need more glass for. Boom, boom, boom. One more of those. And now we can make 33 of these. Oh, they don't stack? Okay. Well, how do we make each next tier? So to level them up. Oh, we need calculation press. Okay. Let me just... I was expecting those to stack. Let's just start with 1 so I can at least throw all this stuff in here. And we're going to have 1 anyway because we made 33. So now this should, theoretically, yes, be able to hold all this stuff. Get my backpack out of there. I don't love the way this is set up. Can I make this part any bigger? Whatever, it'll be okay because I think if I just click it from JEI, yeah, okay. So we throw all this in there, the 1K drives, all this stuff. Eventually it's all going in here, but for now, let's just put the stuff we're actually using in here. Boom. So now we should be able to make the rest of these and then just throw them in there. Boom. Okay, so now we should have... Oh, we gotta make one more because I didn't have enough room in my inventory. So if I click store items, that automatically put in there. Okay, so now we have 32. So now to make a 4K, we need to make this, which means... Oh, I just messed up. I needed to combine them all before I turned them into drives. Is there any way I can disassemble them? Oh, dude. What if I... Ha! Okay. Throw all this stuff back. So we need to disassemble all of these. Shift right click, shift right click, shift right click. Throw up that up there. Turn on my magnet. Let me throw all this stuff in my hotbar in here just so it's not taking up space. So I can do these a little quicker. Now we gotta... Okay. I'm glad we can disassemble these, otherwise I just wasted a lot of time. Then boom, 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 boom. Let me grab those carrots at least so I can eat when I get hungry. Now I should be able to come into here, throw that all there, and then just 2 more. Throw that in there. Okay, and actually I only needed one of those cases because I thought we had to combine these, but we only have to combine the cores actually. So then from there, all we need to do is these calculation processors, which we should have silicone. We're gonna need probably a few of these, and then we're gonna need quartz. So some of them. We need calculation presses. This is so much better. Oh, I'm so glad that we did that. Okay, and actually we should grab those as well because it needs to be made in here. So if we take our calculation, that should start making those. If we take those and those, actually we're gonna need more of these. So let's start making more silicone plates. Boom. So while those go, I really wish I just had one more inscriber, but I don't feel like setting that up right now because we're so close to being good. And then all I have to do is run this cable up to there, and then I can put another terminal up there, and then we will never have to worry about storage in those stupid chests again. And I'll throw a crafting terminal and a storage terminal next to each other because I'm not loving this UI right now. Let's see if I can maybe fix it. Remember last search? Yeah. Sync with JI search? Yes. Search settings. Notify about finished crafting jobs. Yep. Okay. It's nothing super useful in there. So that's good now. We can do those. Some redstone. Oh, I just keep on misclicking and getting jetted around. How much durability? We're good on durability. I can throw all this in here. Hopefully that's enough calculation processors. That'll be enough of those for now. Need 3 more to make sure it's even. I'll throw this in here. And I'll split up the work in between these two because these are slow. We can at least get started with that, I believe. So then let me go back into... Oh, no, I don't want those to sync because that's frustrating. No. What do I want? Add applied Energistics. I just spelled that right. Drive. Oh. Drive. ME. Okay, so to make a 4K, you need that. So let me undo that because that's frustrating. How many of these can I make? 3. And then what did I just run out of? What's in the center of that? Uh, 4K quartz glass. So let's make some more of that. Boom. Just make 20. That should be enough. 4K. Back into here. 2 more. I need to turn all of those into what we need. So what did we just run out of? Looks like calculation and redstone. So let me go grab some more redstone. Boom, boom. And these, I'm just gonna grab a stack of this and throw this all in there because I'm sick of this. Oh wait, it's not like that. First I have to grab all this real quick. If I turn it into ore, then I can place all of this. No particular order, and I'm gonna get stacks on stacks right here. This is why I grabbed this when I found that biome. I want to say it was either in the last episode or the 3rd episode, but I found a whole underground redstone biome. And look at that. Stacks. That's all it took. And I'm kind of curious to see how much storage this uses. So it can hold 63 types, and I've used about half the storage with just what's in there. So how many types can... Ooh, that's something I didn't think of. So they can all only hold 63 types. So I'm probably going to need to have a decent amount of these 16K drives. I might even be better off going with some 4K. Just so I can have more types. Because I'm already... How much usage did I use of types? Over half the types with just what's in there. And I have a lot of variety of items up there, so I might want to get a few different varieties. But that's calculation. I'm assuming I'm going to need more just based on how this is going so far. But let's see. So that's 5. That's actually all of them right there. So then to upgrade them to the next level, I'm assuming I probably also need more calculation processors. I do, and this time it takes glowstone instead of redstone. And I only need to make... Oh, I need to make one more, actually. What did I run out of? Huh. So to make a 4K, what does it take? Oh, it only takes 3. So it's exponential how that works. Okay. Well, I'm going to be happy with this. I think this actually might even be better, because it's going to give me more variety of types. So I'm going to throw all these drives in here. 1, 2. Oh, these aren't drives yet. I got to turn them into drives. Okay. Skipped a step there. So I got to do this. Boom, can make one of those, and then 16. I can make 3 of these. And I'm going to throw all these in here, and then I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, this should be enough for everything. If I switch these around like that, priority, I want it to prioritize the 16s, then the 4, then the 1. Is there a way I can do that? Insertion, higher priority first, lower, okay, I don't know how any of that works yet. So, let me grab these cables. I'm hoping that'll also be enough to pipe up through my wall. So let's see, this is gonna need to go back 1. Realistically, I want it to go through here actually, so let's see. 1, yeah, I'm gonna definitely need more just by looking at that. Okay, so how do I make those cables? Fluix ME cable, how many can I make? Okay, well I just ran a normal cable, so that should hopefully be enough right there. Run these up, and I'll close this up and make it look a little better eventually. And then what I'm going to want is a hole right here and a hole right here. And I believe I can put what's called a facade over this, so you won't be able to see through like that. And I'll eventually close all this in so you can't see all this crappy random wiring out here. But for now, that should be at least a start. Grab this terminal, and actually I'm going to throw... Oh no, that's not going to work. Okay. So it's going to go like that. Let me grab everything out of this chest, which is all my stuff, I believe. Just go here. I actually need to deposit all that blood. My backpack. Mine all this. This is all set up. Let me grab this redstone out of these inscribers. And this should at least be a very basic ME storage system. Obviously, as you can tell, nothing super crazy. But now if I start here. Consider packing tape. Oh no, I know what I'm doing. Thank you though for your concern. I just want to see how fast this is going to fill it up, because I know I have a lot of items in here. And now all these chests are kind of... I have a bunch of upgrades that I invested into these, which are kind of useless now. So to check the drives, let's come down here and just see how much that took up. So it's going to prioritize the first one. Use 30 types and like a third of the storage in that one. I think if we're lucky, this might all fit. I might need to make a few more drives. But I just fixed our storage problem, I think, instantly. Let's see. This is going to be the one, because there's a bunch of single items in here. There's a bunch of variety. Let me go check how the storage is doing after that chest, because that was the one I was really concerned about. So I think orange means they're full. So I took all the types of those. This is going to be close if this is actually going to work or not. This is another one where there's a bunch of types. doesn't seem to be having a problem yet. All our storage is here. Let's see. So now all of our 16s are pretty much full. All of the types have been used. Oof. I think we're going to need more drives just for types, not even for storage amount, but just for the types of items that we're storing. Because whenever we get to the armor and everything, that's just not going to fit. Okay. Well, at least we have all the supplies in here. Calculation process is, I think, what we were lacking. Let me just see. If we wanted to make more of those drives. At this point, we're just worried about types, not even amounts. But we do need to be able to hold a decent amount of each of these types. Is the issue. But I'm not sure how that works if they all share the types and then share the storage. If I just add some of these, how many of those can I make? Make one. So that adds 63 more types to that. But I don't know if it's going to share that storage with the other ones. Amount wise. So I guess we have quantities. Oh shit. Well, that's going to fill it up. If anything was going to fill it up, this is it. What are we looking like? We're getting there. It's going to be really close, but I think these are like some of my least filled chests besides this one. This one is going to probably be the one that does it. Straw that breaks the camel's back right here. We'll see. Yep, right there. It's full. Can't hold any more. Okay, so we need to make more of these, which are going to need more logic processors. So let's grab gold, which we have. Is that another one right there? Why don't I just grab that just so I can empty my inventory at least? And if I just right click on it, will it throw it in? No. I'm going to have to add a few towers of drives eventually. So now I can at least throw all of these items in there. So we need to get gold. Let me just craft this down into that. We need logic. Oh, we already have a bunch of those. What did we run out of? The silicone? We did. So let's get some Certus quartz smelting. Is there a way I just can smash this down easier? These inscribers are so slow. So we have that. We're not going to need that. We're going to need logic and silicone. So we actually probably are fine on those. Might as well make some more though. Silicone. Boom. Might want to double up whenever we get to it. And then can I make another one of those inscribers just so I don't have to deal with this? I know I need pistons, but I should have all the items for that. And this is why that's so useful, because now I don't have to go looking around for all those items. I can craft them and make them. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So we have another inscriber. Do we have any more universal cable? No. I know I can make that too probably though. Cable. Universal. Because that's how we're powering those. Steel. So that means I need iron. I need coal. Hopefully I have some coal. I have whole coal blocks. So boom. Craft that down. One more time. Throw that in there. Let's get a stack of steel going for these cables. Let's go get these Certus cores breaking down because that's going to be the longest process. And yeah, so now this is going to be expandable. I'm going to cover this up with stone. I should have in there. Do I have any more silicone in there while I'm looking? No, I do not. I can throw all that in there though. And now if I just run this cable up like that, I can put as many drives as I need right here and just keep on expanding my storage. I do want to make a storage access terminal though, because I don't like the UI in here for just looking through my items. So let me see how I do that while that's all going. So I can throw all this in here probably. Stone, yes. Good. If I can actually get those Certus quartz smelting down now. Let's get that. So it'd be a, let me just look up terminal. ME terminal is just, oh, that's all I need right there. So I just need logic processor. I have everything else. So we're just waiting on this. Alright, I'll be right back when I have all my items thrown in here and we're all set, and we might be able to finish up with one more thing. So we'll check that out in about 5 seconds for you, about 10 minutes for me. Alright guys, we have the almighty 16K storage drive. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, this will be the last one we'll need to finish off putting all of our storage away. I think both these chests, it's probably about 63 types is what I'm scared of, maybe even more. But we have a bunch of types to work with. The quantities are just what I'm scared of. But it looks like that first drive has less storage. So I'm going to start off with all these single items just to take up all those types in that first drive. Because I know that it doesn't have much storage, but it has 63 types just like everything else. So hopefully this will fill up that first drive first. And then that 16K drive can have all the ones that will have higher quantities from this other chest. So let me just break all those. And we'll see. Single items first. I guess it's gonna all go in there at a certain point. Okay. Boom. We have all of our storage. The dark sticks don't work with my magnet. Strange. But either way, we have all our storage in there. Obviously, I'm gonna need to upgrade this very quickly because I'm sure it's pretty much full already. But at least for now, that's all of our storage consolidated. For that elevator, the one thing I was missing was ender pearls, so I keep on being on the lookout on my map for any enderman faces, but I haven't been finding them. I think that's probably going to be a long video right here already, so I'm going to finish it off there. I'm really happy that we got into some applied energistics and some of the tech. I love these mods like this. I know I'm not too up to date on how they all work and everything, but this is going to be a massive time saver now. If you look, anything I would have been able to make before, instead of having to grab the items, move to the crafting table, clear out my inventory, move to the crafting table, clear out my inventory, and go back and forth like that, I can simply come right here. Anything I wanted to make, I can type it in. If I can make it, it'll let me make it right there. So massively helpful here. If you guys made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. Means a lot. I'm a newer channel, so growing isn't exactly the easiest, as most of you guys probably know if you've ever tried YouTube or if you've seen smaller YouTubers out there. It takes a lot of work to get up there. So I'm really happy if you guys made it to the end of the episode, and I'm really appreciative. If you guys have any comments or any ideas for what I could do next, I know this is probably boring for some people and really entertaining for others, because I know some people avoid tech mods like the plague, and then some people like me where they really love it. So if you want to see more mods like this, let me know. If you want me to focus more on some other mods, let me know in the comments. And if you did like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm a smaller channel. I'm new, so it's really hard to get popular. Once you do, if I keep on making content, it'll be easier is what I'm hoping, but I just got to get that following to start off. So if you guys want to see anything, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and peace.